Baal, also known as Beelzebub or Baalzebub, is a powerful demon that has been a part of human mythology and religion for thousands of years. In ancient times, Baal was often worshipped as a god of fertility, agriculture, and weather, but as belief systems evolved and religions changed, Baal became increasingly associated with darkness, chaos, and evil. According to myth and legend, Baal is a demon of the infernal realm, with power and influence over death, disease, and destruction. It is said that Baal delights in causing pain and suffering to mortals, and that it takes great pleasure in the agony and despair of those who fall under its influence. Despite its malevolent nature, Baal has been the subject of fascination and fear for countless generations, with stories and legends about the demon spreading throughout cultures and religions around the world. The origins and mythology of Baal are complex and varied, with different cultures and religions interpreting the demon in different ways. In many ancient Middle Eastern cultures, Baal was worshipped as a god of fertility, agriculture, and weather, with rituals and sacrifices designed to appease the deity and ensure bountiful harvests and favorable weather conditions. Over time, however, the worship of Baal became increasingly associated with darkness and evil, with the demon becoming a symbol of chaos, destruction, and malevolence. In some cultures, Baal was even viewed as the ruler of the underworld, with power and influence over the souls of the dead. Despite the varying interpretations and mythology surrounding Baal, one thing remains constant: the demon's reputation for malevolence and cruelty. Whether viewed as a god or a demon, Baal has always been feared and respected for its immense power and influence. The appearance of Baal varies depending on the culture and mythology in which it appears, but common depictions of the demon include a monstrous figure with horns, wings, and a serpentine tail. Baal is often portrayed as a creature of immense size and power, with a voice that can shake the very foundations of the earth. In addition to its fearsome appearance, Baal is said to possess a wide range of abilities and powers. It is believed that the demon has the power to control the weather, manipulate minds and emotions, and even bring about plagues and epidemics. Baal is also said to have the power to possess human beings, driving them to madness and despair with its malevolent influence. Those who fall under the demon's sway are said to suffer from terrible nightmares and visions, and are often driven to commit acts of violence and depravity. Despite its many abilities and powers, however, Baal is not invincible. There are ways to recognize the demon's presence and protect oneself from its influence, as well as strategies for fighting against it and driving it back into the infernal realm. Recognizing the presence of Baal can be difficult, as the demon often hides its influence behind layers of deception and illusion. However, there are certain signs and symptoms that may indicate the presence of the demon. One of the most common signs of Baal's influence is a sense of unease or foreboding, as if something is not quite right in one's surroundings. This feeling may be accompanied by strange occurrences, such as unexplained noises, objects moving on their own, or mysterious shadows flitting across the walls. Another common symptom of Baal's influence is an increase in nightmares and disturbing dreams. These dreams may be vivid and realistic, leaving the dreamer feeling shaken and disturbed long after waking. In some cases, those under Baal's influence may experience physical symptoms such as headaches, nausea, and fatigue. These symptoms may be accompanied by a general feeling of malaise and discomfort, as if one's energy and vitality are being drained away. Despite the subtlety and insidiousness of Baal's influence, it is possible to recognize the demon's presence and take steps to protect oneself from its malevolent influence. Protecting oneself from Baal requires a combination of vigilance, awareness, and spiritual strength. One of the most important steps in protecting oneself from the demon is to cultivate a strong spiritual practice, whether through prayer, meditation, or other means. It is also important to be aware of the signs and symptoms of Baal's influence, and to take steps to counteract them as soon as they arise. This may include engaging in grounding and centering practices, such as deep breathing or visualization, or seeking the help of a trusted spiritual advisor or mentor. In addition, there are a number of protective talismans and symbols that may be used to ward off Baal's influence. These may include protective crystals, such as black tourmaline or obsidian, or symbols of spiritual power, such as the cross or the pentacle. Finally, it is important to remember that Baal is not invincible and can be driven back through a combination of spiritual strength, vigilance, and determination. By remaining aware of the demon's presence and taking steps to protect oneself from its influence, one can effectively neutralize its malevolent power. Fighting Baal requires a combination of physical and spiritual strength, as well as a deep understanding of the demon's weaknesses and vulnerabilities. One of the most effective ways to fight Baal is to engage in banishing rituals, which are designed to drive the demon away and neutralize its influence. Banishing rituals may involve the use of incense, candles, or other ritual objects, as well as recitation of sacred texts or prayers. These rituals may be performed alone, or with the assistance of a trained spiritual advisor or mentor. In addition to banishing rituals, there are a number of other strategies that may be used to fight Baal's influence. These may include engaging in physical exercise, such as martial arts or yoga, to build up strength and resilience, as well as seeking the assistance of other spiritual allies, such as angels or other protective spirits. Ultimately, the key to successfully fighting Baal is to remain steadfast and determined, refusing to be swayed by the demon's insidious influence. By remaining focused on one's spiritual practice and taking proactive steps to counteract the demon's influence, one can effectively neutralize its malevolent power and emerge victorious in the struggle against evil.